Have you ever found yourself eyeing something you really want, and then bam, the price drops?
Oh, yeah.
And suddenly you're buying, like, way more than you originally planned.
Happens all the time.
Or maybe the opposite, the price shoots up, and you immediately start rethinking your budget.
Definitely. That pinch is real.
Well, it happens to all of us. And today we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating world of the law of demand.
That's right.
Our mission, really, is to understand the core principles behind why we buy what we do, and also to explore all those powerful, sometimes kind of surprising factors that influence our decisions, beyond just the sticker price.
There's a lot more to it than just price.
Exactly. But before we dive deeper, just a quick reminder that this deep dive is based on material from Farhat lectures.
Important note.
All the content, examples, explanations we discuss here, they're derived from the comprehensive accounting resources over at farhatlectures.com.
Great stuff over there.
So whether you're an accounting student, maybe a CPA candidate, or already a professional, definitely visit the website. They've got additional practice questions, video lectures, detailed support, everything to reinforce today's topic.
Really helpful resources.
And a special thanks to Professor Farhat for providing this valuable material for us to explore.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're basically stepping into the shoes of the buyer today.
Okay.
And understanding this foundational economic concept is just absolutely key. Key to grasping how markets behave,
Right, how prices get set.
Exactly, and how our individual choices, when you add them all up, actually shape the whole economic landscape around us.
So let's start simple, the most intuitive part, maybe. What happens when the price of something let's stick with pizza, changes? What's your gut reaction?
Well, your gut reaction is probably spot on with the fundamental law of demand,
Okay.
which basically describes an inverse relationship. Price and the quantity demanded move in opposite directions.
Inverse.
Simply put, when the price of something goes up, the amount people are willing and, importantly, able to buy tends to go down, assuming everything else stays the same, of course.
Right, got to hold other things constant.
And if the price falls, well, the quantity demanded usually rises. It's pretty much the most basic principle of how we behave as consumers.
Okay, let's make that concrete. Use that pizza example from the source material. So imagine you're a college student, right? A whole semester.
Okay.
If a slice is just, say, $1, you might realistically buy, maybe 80 slices over the semester.
Yeah, sounds plausible for a student budget.
But if that price climbs to $2, you'd likely cut back, maybe down to 55 slices.
Makes sense. You start looking for alternatives, maybe.
Then at $3, you're down to 35.
Yeah.
At $4, maybe it's just 20 slices.
Getting pretty pricey for pizza now.
And at $5, perhaps you only grab about 10 slices the whole semester.
A rare treat at that point.
And if it ever hit, like $10 a slice.
Whoa. Yeah, you might just buy zero. It's a very clear pattern, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And when economists graph this, it's pretty standard. Price goes on the vertical axis, the axis.
Okay.
And quantity goes on the horizontal, the x-axis. What you get is this downward sloping line.
The demand curve.
That's the one, the demand curve. It perfectly shows that inverse relationship you just described.
Got it.
And the really key point here is that when only the price changes, what happens is we see a movement along this existing curve, that specific thing. We call it a change in quantity demanded.
Okay, a change in quantity demanded. Movement along the curve. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. What if the price of that pizza slice stays exactly the same, say $3, but you suddenly find yourself wanting to buy, way more pizza,
Right.
Or maybe way less? What's going on then?
Now you're talking about something different. That's when we know we're dealing with a shift of the entire demand curve.
The whole curve moves.
The whole curve moves. These are factors other than price that cause either an increase in demand, which pushes the whole curve out to the right.
More demand at every price.
Exactly. Or a decrease in demand, which pulls the curve inwards to the left.
Less demand at every price.
Right. It means that at every single price point, people are now demanding a different quantity than they were before.
Okay, so what kind of factors cause these shifts? Let's dig into those. What's a big one?
Well, a major one is simply a change in consumer taste or preference.
Taste. Okay, like the example in the material. Imagine this total wild scenario.
Let's hear it.
A new study comes out, totally legit, showing that eating pizza regularly boosts your IQ and your GPA.
Every student's dream.
Right. How would that change how you feel about pizza?
Well, for most people, I imagine that would instantly make pizza seem way more desirable.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
So even if the price stayed the same, say $1 a slice, the quantity you demand might jump, maybe from 11 slices to 16 or even more.
So the whole curve shifts, right?
The entire demand curve shifts rightward, reflecting that increased desire at every single price.
And the opposite could happen too, right? If pizza was suddenly found to cause, I don't know, some weird rash.
Oh, absolutely. Demand would plummet. The curve shifts sharply left. At that same $1, maybe quantity demanded drops from 16 way down to 9.
It's amazing how fast trends or new information can just completely change things.
It really is. And it's not always, scientific studies. It could be fads, advertising, celebrity stuff.
Yeah, good point. Okay, what else shifts the curve? How about just more people?
Change in the number of buyers. Yes.
Let's use that college campus example again. If the university suddenly gets a huge influx of new students, but pizza prices don't change, what happens to overall pizza demand on campus?
Well, it's got to go up, right? More people simply means more potential customers,
Seems logical.
which naturally increases the total or aggregate demand. So the entire curve shifts to the right again.
So maybe at $2, instead of 11 slices being demanded in total, it jumps to 17.
Exactly. Purely because there are more hungry students around. And of course, the opposite holds true. Fewer buyers, maybe during summer break, or if a rival campus opens nearby.
Demand goes down, curve shifts left.
Precisely. Fewer buyers, less overall demand.
Okay, another big one. Our income. How much money we make. This one seems straightforward, but you mentioned nuances.
Yes, this one requires a really important distinction because not all goods react the same way when our income changes. So economists basically split them into two main types. First, you've got what we call normal goods.
Normal goods, like regular stuff.
Sort of. They're the things we tend to buy more of when our income increases. Think maybe nicer clothes, steak dinners, maybe a vacation.
Lobster, maybe.
Lobster, yeah, good example. And naturally, we buy fewer of these normal goods when our income decreases.
Makes sense. So what's the other type?
The other type is inferior goods.
Inferior. That sounds negative.
The name's a bit tricky, but it just means goods that actually see a decrease in demand as our income increases.
Wait, so you make more money, you buy less of something.
Exactly. And conversely, when our income goes down, we tend to buy more of these inferior goods. It feels counterintuitive at first glance.
Yeah, it kind of does. I remember my old professor, Dr. Bajwa, explaining this. He used this great example.
Oh, yeah.
He said, as your income goes up, you'll eat more filet mignon and less McDonald's.
Classic example.
And honestly, as like a 19-year-old immigrant student back then, I was sitting there thinking, no way, if I get rich, I'm eating McDonald's every single day.
I get that reaction, but looking back now...
Now I totally get it. McDonald's, for many people, functions as that inferior good. As income rises, they might opt for, different restaurants, maybe cook at home more.
Exactly. It's a perfect illustration. As income rises, consumers often substitute away from certain goods towards others they now perceive as better or simply preferable. It shows how our choices adapt.
Okay, so income matters, but it depends on the type of good. Normal versus inferior.
Got it.
What about the prices of other things? Can the price of, say, a burger affect my demand for pizza?
Absolutely, especially if those other goods are related to pizza in some way. And again, economists have categories for this.
Of course they do.
Two main types of related goods. First, we have complementary goods.
Complements, like things that go together.
Exactly. Items that are usually consumed jointly. Think of them almost like a package deal. The classic example is, pizza and soda.
Right. You often buy them together.
So think about it. If the price of Coke goes up significantly, you might be less likely to buy that whole pizza and soda combo, right?
Yeah, the total cost of my meal just went up.
Precisely. And if fewer people are buying the package, then the demand for pizza might actually go down, even though pizza's price itself didn't change.
Interesting. So a changing Coke's price affects pizza demand.
It can. And conversely, if, say, Pepsi has a huge sale and its price drops,
then the pizza and soda combo looks cheaper, more appealing.
Right, so pizza demand could actually rise because the overall experience or package became more affordable.
Okay, that makes sense. Complements go together. What's the other type of related good?
The other type is substitute goods.
Substitutes,
Yeah.
like things you choose instead of each other.
Perfect. Goods that can be consumed in place of one another. So instead of pizza, you might consider, a burger, like you said, or maybe tacos or a sandwich.
Okay. So if the price of a burger suddenly shoots way up, but pizza prices stay the same,
What are you likely to do?
I'm probably going to stick with the pizza, right? It looks like a better deal now.
Exactly. So demand for pizza would likely increase. The curve shifts right.
But the reverse is also true. If burger joints start offering amazing deals, really cheap prices,
Then you might be tempted to choose more burgers and maybe less pizza.
shifting pizza demand to the left.
You got it. It's
Right.
like this constant competition for our food budget driven by relative prices.
It really is. Okay, one last big factor.
Yeah.
This one feels a bit different because it's not about current prices or income, but our expectations.
Ah, yes. Consumer expectations. Hugely important.
How can what we think might happen later affect what we buy right now?
It has a massive impact, actually. Think about future prices. Let's say you hear a rumor, maybe it's reliable, that a big new tax is going to be slapped on pizza starting next month. It's going to get much more expensive.
Right.
What are you likely to do this month before the tax hits?
Probably stock up. Buy more pizza now while it's cheaper. Maybe freeze some.
Exactly. Your expectation of a future price increase causes you to increase your current demand. Curve shifts right today.
And on the flip side, if you hear that tax is being removed next week, making pizza cheaper soon.
You'd probably hold off buying now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I'd wait for the price drop.
So your expectation of a future price decrease causes your current demand to fall. Curve shifts left. It's rational behavior based on anticipating the future.
That makes perfect sense. Does this apply to more than just prices, like future income?
Oh, absolutely. Future income expectations are incredibly powerful in the economy.
How so?
Well, if you feel good about your future income, maybe you're expecting a raise or a bonus, or you see a strong job market, how might that affect your spending today?
I guess I'd feel more comfortable spending now. Maybe pull the trigger on that purchase I was considering.
Precisely. You might feel more secure and increase your current consumption, even making bigger purchases, because you anticipate having more money later.
Wow. But the opposite must be true too then, if you're worried.
Exactly. If you fear a recession is coming or you're worried about your own job security, what do?
You start cutting back. Now. Even if you haven't lost your job or taken a pay cut yet.
Right. You reduce your spending today because you anticipate potentially lower income in the future. This is a huge reason why consumer confidence is such a closely watched economic indicator.
Because it's not just about the money people have, but how they feel about the future.
It's critical, especially in economies like the US, which are heavily driven by consumer spending. How people feel directly impacts their actions today.
And that can create its own momentum, right?
It really can. It can lead to what economists sometimes call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
How does that work?
Well, if enough people expect a recession, and because of that expectation, they all drastically cut their spending.
Then businesses see sales drop, they cut back production, maybe lay people off.
And that collective caution, driven by expectation, can actually cause or worsen the very economic downturn everyone was afraid of in the first place.
Whoa. So our collective psychology really shapes the market.
It plays an enormous role. So wrapping this all up, what's the big takeaway?
Okay, let's synthesize.
The absolutely crucial distinction, the thing we really want you to remember, is this. Changes in the product's own price cause movement along the existing demand curve. We call that a change in quantity demanded.
Price changes, quantity demanded. Movement along the line.
Perfect. But all those other factors we talked about, changes in taste, number of buyers, income, prices of related goods, and those powerful expectations.
The non-price stuff.
Right. Those factors cause the entire demand curve to shift, either right for an increase in demand or left for a decrease in demand. That's a change in demand itself.
Change in demand. Shift of the whole curve. Got it. That distinction is key.
It's fundamental.
So now that you, our listeners, have this deeper understanding, maybe take a moment next time you're shopping or just thinking about your habits. What everyday items do you find yourself consuming more of or less of? And try to figure out why. Was it really a price change? Or was it something else, a shift in your tastes? Maybe your income changed, or perhaps your expectations about the future nudged you.
It's a great exercise.
And maybe think bigger, too. How might the collective feelings and expectations of millions of consumers, like yourself, be subtly but powerfully steering the entire economy right now? It's kind of fascinating to consider.
It really is. And for those of you who are really digging into this, maybe because you're preparing for the CPA exam or taking accounting courses,
Yeah.
truly getting these economic fundamentals down, like the law of demand and its shifters, it's just invaluable.
Good foundation to have.
Absolutely. So we definitely recommend heading over to farhatlectures.com. You can access those additional practice questions, watch the video lectures. It really helps solidify these concepts.
Reinforce the learning.
Exactly. Think of it this way. Investing time in understanding these principles, that's a real investment in your professional